Okay, guys, it's official. Trump has just caved on tariffs on every single country besides China, putting a 90-day pause on all of the tariffs that were implemented last night. Okay, this is a major deal. People were really under the impression he wasn't going to cave, and even I was skeptical if he would, but I think the market pressure got to him, and frankly, it was time to make a change, or within 2 weeks, you might have had riots in the street. That's how bad it was getting. The market was absolutely tanking, and he made the decision to end the tariffs. But make no mistake about it, he completely caved. And it's also kind of a sign that the administration is just completely lost. I mean, you have all of his administration officials for basically the last several weeks now, Peter Navarro, Besson, they've been Lutnick, they've all been saying, yeah, there's no negotiation. We're not pausing anything. We were 100% going through with this. And then the president just announces, oh yeah, we're gonna revoke everything besides China. Again, it's so actually insane because again, what do markets like for the long term? They like certainty. This is the opposite of a certain administration, okay? And again, even afterward, you have people saying, like, this is an example of the incompetence I'm talking about. You have a bunch of Trump officials go on TV basically saying, this was the art of the deal. This was amazing. A bunch of MAGA people. This was incredible. What a brilliant move. So basically, he creates a problem that was self manufactured, and then he for the short term potentially ends that problem, even though the damage might have already been done for at least the short term. And then he's a genius for solving a self inflicted problem. Again, it's why you can't even like have debates with a lot of people on the right these days because they just completely think this was a genius move, even though when he himself is admitting it was not. So again, like I said, the administration officials were saying this is the art of the deal. This was always the strategy. Guess what Trump himself said? He said, I put in a pause because people were getting afraid. You got to keep an eye on the bond markets because they spiked yesterday. And that's when stuff really starts to get bad. And they completely spiked and Trump caved. And he's basically admitting this. Meanwhile, his administration is saying this was an amazing part of the strategy or the deal. Just completely ridiculous. It's hard to take these people seriously. You literally had Scott Besson say a few hours ago, Wall Street excelled for decades. Now it's time for Main Street to excel. That was 6 hours ago. Now all tariffs are off besides China. I guess Wall Street's still going to be doing well, and the market went up 10% today because of this. So again, he completely caved. Make absolutely no mistake about that. He caved entirely, other than China, who put on massive retaliation. That's why this is not over yet, guys, because China and the US going to a major trade war is not good for the long term economy. You could see major increases in prices across the board, and I'm not sure you're going to see an agreement anytime soon between the two, okay? And even Fox News, because many people on the right, of course, anything Trump does, it's like the greatest thing ever. Of course it is. So here is the Fox senior business correspondent basically saying, no, this wasn't the art of the deal. Trump completely capitulated here. Make no mistake about it. And here's a clip I'm going to show you from Fox News. And guys, by the way, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm. We're so close to 500 subs. Let's try and get there by the end of the week. So hit that subscribe button. My Patreon link and Amazon links are in the description as well. So check that out. Here's a clip, and we'll talk about it after.
How can you doubt them? I mean, let's be clear what happened. Who capitulated here and why? And I don't want to say this because I'm a patriot. I'm an American. But it is the White House who capitulated based on everything I hear and all my sources. And the reason why is because of the bond market and what happened last night. Besant knows this better than anybody. When you have yields on the 10-year rising to 5%, stuff starts shutting down when you have the lending markets screwed up. By the way, who was dumping the bonds? Somebody asked them if it was China, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't. It was Japan. While he was negotiating with Japan, according to my sources, who are running major money management firms that are involved in the bond market, without giving up names, Japan was dumping bonds because they believed this was not a great place to do business. That forced their hands. Now, what you can say, I think, legitimately here, is Trump decided to take the win. And here's why. There was overwhelmingly, deal potential here among the entire world, except for maybe China, right? Everybody really wanted something. So he did take the win, but make no mistake about it. Peter Navarro was talking, as of yesterday, about not taking the win, and now they did. And it's all because of the bond market.
So again, it basically just completely disregards everything, every single White House statement from the last several weeks. It basically says, okay, I mean, again, they've been saying for weeks, we're not going to negotiate, we're putting the tariffs in. And now it's like, oh, yeah, I'm a little concerned, so we're just revoking it. And then they clap like seals. I mean, it's completely pathetic. And meanwhile, you have guys like Benny Johnson and a bunch of right wing propagandists out there basically saying for weeks now that money doesn't even matter, guys. Come on, it's all digital, and you're not going to care. So what Benny Johnson says. And now, of course, he's touting the stock market, how amazing it is. This is great. Money's coming back to America. I mean, it's like, bro, 2 days ago you were saying the stock market doesn't even matter. Now it's great that it's up. Again, they have a narrative. They do not care about the facts at all. At all. And guys like Bill Ackman also on social media basically saying, hey, Trump, you need to put a 90-day pause. So he took Bill Ackman's advice, and then he puts out a statement, thank you on behalf of all Americans. I didn't know Bill Ackman spoke for all Americans. So again, the entire thing is completely disorganized, and this was a totally self-inflicted problem. And now he solves it, even though the recession odds are still above 50% because of the volatility of all this. And frankly, there's still a trade war with China. So who the hell knows what's going to happen to the economy here? We could be far from being out of this. But just to see the reaction on some of these people, it is so disgusting. It's the same people who are defending this great policy, how we're going to bring back domestic manufacturing. These are the same people that are saying this is an amazing move by the president. It's the art of the deal. It's a joke. He really is the first postmodernist president. I mean, it's not about the truth. People have their narrative. People have their agenda they're going to push. They do not care about facts. And you can say that about either side, but there's no question on the right. It's more of a problem right now. It's basically whatever supports my team and my narrative. It's not really about policy as much. It's about supporting my guy, which is Trump, no matter what. It's wild to see. It's wild to see, and we'll see what China does. I get you guys through that, but it does look like there is a trade war with China right now. So it is a wild, wild time in news. That's what you got to say. It is interesting. That guy Walter Bloomberg. I mean, let's be honest. You got to give him credit. He kind of called it first, even though at the time it was misreported. But he was literally correct. It was a 90-day pause on tariffs. The White House was considering it. He was actually correct, ironically enough. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure to like and subscribe. Super good for the algorithm. Thanks so much for watching. Drop a comment, and I'll talk to you later.